Good evening and salutations, my Jade fans. You know, if I had one word to sit there and describe this episode, I would sit there and say depressing. Now, my general thoughts on this episode. In a way, to some extent, I guess this was like Mourning Sam. Everyone finds out about Sam, Maxie, Spinelli. You have Rocco, that's sad, and he's feeling guilty that he wanted his mother to live. If one person has to damn live, it was just going to be his mother. You have Scout that's not there dealing with it. You have Danny that's not there dealing with it. So, like, I would sit there and say 95% of this episode was Mourning Sam. Oh, and also you had Alexis and Molly and Christine that's not there dealing with, you know, mourning with her and the regrets that they had. Because the last time that they saw Sam, they were going at it like cats and dogs. It's not they both regret it. And there's a point where even Alexis, like, she can't even sit there and comfort them because she's in so much of her own pain, right? So, I mean, the performances was great, right? Like everyone killed it. Everyone um did their thing as far as giving a good performance towards her absence towards the show, or towards the character and everything. But I mean, if we're gonna be honest, let's just be real. I did not enjoy this episode at all. Like, in a sense, I was kind of dreading this episode because it was like I saw the previews, I knew what it was going to be about, and if I'm going to be honest, and I know it sounds kind of dickish, but somebody has to say it, I'm kind of over it a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong. When the Sam character first came on, I thought she was great. I thought she was kick ass, and I loved her, right? Over time, it was like, I don't know what the hell they were doing with this character. And towards the end, I didn't even recognize who this chick was, right? Because it's been 2 days, right? And I know they're going to wind up doing a funeral, and it's just going to be like, um, but if you're going to do an episode like this, when you have the majority of the cast crew, and also you had Dante and Sonny, but if you're going to do like an actual, tribute sense and, everyone dealing with a death, was it really hard to sit there and put up, like, I don't know, flashbacks? Or did they just want to save money? I imagine that every time they use a flashback, you have to sit there and pay Kelly. And I think, and it's just my speculation, they didn't want to do it. As far as the show is done, they just pretty much just want to wipe their hands from her, and that's pretty much about it. But it just makes for, damn, you know, like they did one tribute, they did one flashback, and that was with Jason. And I'm not just saying that that's not important. What about Alexis? What about Dante? What about Sonny? I mean, these are flashbacks, archived that they can actually get. I understand they can't get it with Scout. I understand they can't get it with the new Rocco and everything like that. What is this, like the second Rocco or whatever? Or maybe the first one? But my point is that, you just did, I mean, seriously, you think about it, you just did one flashback? Really? Just one flashback. That's all the character gets. I mean, I'm not a huge Sam fan, but goddamn, I don't know what the hell they were doing in this episode. This also felt like kind of a stall tactic because, or a filler in a sense. This actually, in a sense, kind of felt like a filler because tomorrow's episode, yeah, they might be dealing with it a little bit, talking about it, but it's back to business. I mean, you got Sasha reaming Willow out because, Willow's sitting there blaming Sasha. I was like, nah, boo boo, you wrecked your own home. You deal with the fallout. This is your fault. You chose to sit there and be a bad wife. Don't you sit there and put that on me. And I'm here for that. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like it's going back to business. And then you had Robert and Holly. And I swear, it felt like the same goddamn conversation that we had on Friday. Or was it Thursday? I've lost track. But it felt like the same conversation. And my whole thing is like, I think the last time he said, he was like, I don't know if I can forgive you. And I think she was there saying, like, something, something, something. So you're sitting there telling me that, you really can't forgive me? I mean, you don't really know if, like, where do we go from here? Where do you go from here? Oh, it's been a week. You just told him. What are you trying to rush this man's feelings? You just told him that he has a daughter. And you want to sit there and rush his feelings to try to get back to the other side? Like, are you really telling me that you can't forgive me? Like, can you give the man a minute to sit there and breathe? Can you calm down? Can you not just make this about yourself? I mean, the reason that they're painting her as a shitty mom and everything like that, and how even she sat there and said that she was not suited for, the day-to-day mom stuff. Poor Holly. And I get it on some level. And I say poor Holly because, I mean, this is not about you, this is about Sasha when she was a child. But I get that some people are just not cut out to be parents. Even when they have parents, even when they have kids, it doesn't always magically change them. You know, people sit there and say you change when you have kids. Not everyone does. Everyone has that, but then it just goes right back to excuses lane, where she just makes a bunch of excuses and the reason why she. And I'm just like, we just have this conversation like on Thursday or Monday or last Monday or something. I felt like we were having the exact same scene, the exact same scene, and then at the end she's like, all right, I guess it's, I guess I gotta go now. It's like, I kind of thought I was not going to be seeing you starting this week. So that started off very disappointing. Thank you for that. Like, I mean, I have nothing against the character, but she said she was going to be leaving, and I'm like, the hell are you still here for? Um, and then towards the end, she wound up kissing Robin. I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to sit there and explain to Diane. I mean, she already made a mess of this man's life, and now she's going to sit there and make a mess of this man's relationship. So I can't wait to sit. I can't wait till they bring her back. I know all the Holly fans are going to sit there and really enjoy that. I don't really, I don't really care either way with Holly. I know I didn't really get that much details to the episode, but let me just sit there and tell you right off rip. Everyone practically sat there and mourned for her. And again, there was scenes that they could have showed with Spinelli and and Sam. I think there was only one time I imagine when they had to sit there and do a temporary recast for Spinelli. And then that was it. So, and the stuff with Maxie. And then that was it. But they could have showed that. And they didn't. So everything else was just pretty much just kind of, well, lacking. I think Laura kind of talked Rocco into not blaming himself. Um, there's really not much to sit there and say about this episode. Like I said, it wasn't super great. It wasn't bad. It was just there. It felt like a mourning, except for it wasn't even done properly. I mean, not like I was sitting there looking forward to being sad, but I'm like, damn, you could have put in some effort, but that would require you actually caring about the same character, and clearly someone or some people's did not. I don't know. There's really nothing else to sit there and say about this episode. Um, if you are there to sit there and mourn for a character, then this episode is going to do it. If you're kind of over it like me, well, there's really no point in watching this episode. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta sit there and say. Well, on the bright side, I'm actually looking forward to watching The Young and the Restless, so that's a plus. Which I never thought I would be sitting there saying on a GH review, but here we are. Anyway, if I missed anything, let me know in the comment section. I'll bet you come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, General Hospital. I'm pretty sure I'll talk on some notes and find something fun to sit there and talk about. Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, and Young and Restless. And with that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.